Hey family, Eve here. So family, the video I'm about to create today, I'm going to title it Denzel Washington's Connection to Chadwick Boseman's Death. But before I get started, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So let's get started. So family, this video that I'm about to create is, this video will explain how the verbal contract that Chadwick Boseman made on the night Denzel Washington was being honored at the Lifetime Achievement Awards is what cost him his life. He was Denzel's final payment to his creditors that would pay his debt in full to his father, Satan, for his lifetime as a successful actor, being known as one of the best actors of all time. So family, like I said, I'm going to title this video Denzel Washington's Connection to Chadwick Boseman's Death. So Chadwick Boseman was a student at Howard University, where he studied acting. When he applied for a summer program in Oxford, England, the British American Dramatic Academy. Not having the money to pay for it, his acting teacher, Felicia Rashad, also a well-known actress, reached out to Denzel Washington, asking him to help Chadwick Boseman. So Felicia Rashad being his acting teacher. Now, Felicia Rashad was a very well-known actress. She played in The Cosby Show. She was the mother of the Cosby children. She played with Bill Cosby. It was a very successful show. I think it was like the 80s. Yeah, that show was very popular. So she did what they call networking, where she reached out to Denzel to help pay his tuition. Now, when they networking, that's their way of sacrificing. Like, they're getting other people to come in to the industry. They're helping other people into the industry. You know what's going to happen once they get in. They're going to sign these contracts, and then they're going to be bound just like the other actors. So what networking means is the action or process of interacting with others to exchange information and develop professional or social contacts. So after she reached out to Denzel Washington to help him to pay Chadwick Boseman's tuition, Chadwick Boseman kept the story a secret for several years until the evening of the American Film Institute paid tribute to Denzel Washington, honoring him with a Lifetime Achievement Award. So the word honor means, tribute first means refer to an act, statement, or a gift that is intended to show love or respect, especially for a person who has passed away. Now listen to these words. When I give you these definitions, listen to the definition completely. Like, they honoring somebody who had passed away. So I told you guys, this is Denzel's last and final year. Denzel won't make 71. He's 70 years old. And I told you in my very first video when I started with him, his deception, I showed you guys, or I told you guys, or I mentioned to you guys how Denzel is symbolic for that time that Adam had left before he died. Adam was supposed to live 1,000 years. He died at 930, meaning 70 years short of life. Like, because when he transgressed, he gave that 1,000 years over to Satan to rule over the living, bringing about death. So, because Satan is the angel of death. So Adam's life was given to the angel of death, because that 70 years was all he had left to live. So that 70 years is symbolic for Denzel. Like I told you, Denzel Washington's life is set up for end time prophecy. So the beginning of his life was set up for this day, end time, last and final days of this world. This world meaning the 1,000 years that Satan, ruled. So these last 400 years that we were in captivity, is that those 400 years was Satan's final years to rule, and that has come to an end. So, and I'm going to break that down even further at the end of this video. So Chadwick Boseman kept the story a secret. So let me see. So honoring, I was going with the word honoring. I was telling you, honor means to or honoring means to live up to or fulfill the term of a commitment. So honoring means Denzel has his Lifetime Achievement Award. They was honoring him for the commitments that he had made. Like, he set, like I told you in a lot of my videos, he set the stage for the industry, meaning he brought other actors and actresses in, causing them to err or to bow down to Satan, just like he did. So that was his commitment. So when they honored him, this was his last and final tribute, last and final commitment. Yeah. So like I said, Boseman kept the story a secret for several years until the American Film Institute paid tribute to Denzel Washington, honoring him with the Lifetime Achievement Award. Boseman shared the story with the audience about how shocked he was, or goosebump, as he stated, when he learned that Denzel Washington was his benefactor. A benefactor is a person who gives money to others to help that person in a cause or for a cause. Um, and paid his tuition. Denzel paid his tuition. Boseman also stated he didn't want to seem as if he wanted anything else or anything more from Denzel Washington, so that's why he kept it a secret until that night. Boseman spoke and said, "There is no Black Panther without Denzel Washington, and not just because of," he said, "not just because of me, but my whole cast. This he said that this generation, or that stands on his shoulder," meaning that Denzel set the stage. Like, if the weight of the entertainment industry stands on his shoulder. You remember I told you what I said, that that third movie I made, that was the movie that was the show that put Denzel on the map. And you remember I gave you the definition of a map, Atlas, and I said that Atlas is the Greek goddess that was cursed by Zeus to carry the world on his shoulder, meaning the weight of the world. That's what he was saying right there about Denzel, the entertainment industry. He said this generation stands. He said, not just because of me, but my whole cast. That generation stands on your shoulder. And he said, so he was just saying that Denzel is carrying the weight of all the actors and actresses because he been known to be the best. So they admonished him. They admired him. So he said it. He set the stage. Yeah. So he said, as fate would have it, I was one of the students he paid for. So when he said, not just when he made the statement that Denzel, here it is right here, it says, Boseman's speech emphasizes that Washington's support was directly responsible for his success. He also said that Washington's battles, victories, and sacrifices paved the way for the entire generation of black actors, filmmakers, and audience. Right there, when he made those comments about how Denzel sacrificed to him, and he felt like he owed him, that was a verbal contract that he made. Yeah, that was a verbal contract. That's a contract that he just spoke it rather than it being written, but he signed it with his mouth, with his lips. So yeah, so right there is where Denzel took it upon himself that Chadwick Boseman was going to be the next sacrifice for him, the one that will be his final sacrifice, his final payment for his lifetime achievement. That's why those things were said while they was honoring him at the Lifetime Achievement Awards, because he paid for his lifetime achievement through the death of Chadwick Boseman. So let me finish. It says, from the words Boseman spoke, he admitted he was indebted to Denzel Washington and owed him. So family, if you ever heard the saying, it's not what you know, but who you know. Having personal connections or network or influential people can be more important than your actual knowledge or skills when it comes to achieving success. Getting a job or accessing opportunities, especially your network, can open doors that your expertise alone cannot. Like I said, how they networking is just a way of developing social and personal contacts through whatever industry you're in. So yeah, let me keep going. So family, whenever an actor or an actress or entertainer receives the Lifetime Achievement Award, that usually signifies the end of their career as an entertainer. So the Lifetime Achievement Award is exclusively given to an actor recognizing their entire body of work in the acting field. So body means it is the physical structure of a person or an animal, including bones, flesh, and organs. So Denzel's whole body, his entire body of work, is saying himself, his career. That's what it's talking about when it says his body of work, his career. And it says also that Denzel Washington received a lifetime of field. A field is where it's a big open space, where seeds are grown. So seeds are, in the Bible, seeds are considered people, children, God's children. So yeah. So in the field. So he says he was recognized for his entire body of work in the acting field. See, so when I'm saying that a field is a flat land where seeds are grown, Denzel took God's children and he set the stage for them to fall to Satan. God's children, the Most High children, he sold them to Satan through his career. Yeah, that's what I was saying when I was saying his entire body of work in the field. Yeah. So Denzel Washington received the American Film Institute Lifetime Achievement Award on June 6, 2019. Now, June 6 is 6-6. Whose numbers are those? The number of the beast. The ceremony was held at the Dolby Theater in Los Angeles, California, where others actors and actresses spoke on his life and legacy. So the Dolby, the word Dolby, the theater that they named this thing after, the Dolby Theater, the theater that was named in Los Angeles, California, the Dolby Theater. Dolby means, it's a word of British dialect that means a fascist person or a fool. So, theater was always used, like in the early times, theater was used as buffoonery, like make a fool or make people look like idiots. So they named that theater after the British word Dolby, which means a silly person or has no purpose. Or what is the word? Let me give you the complete meaning of Dolby. Dolby means, I had it written down. I know it means a silly person or a fool. Yeah, that's what it means. So family, it says, as fate would have it, when he said as fate would have it, Denzel, he was the one Denzel paid for. Fate means the development of events beyond a person's control, regarded as determined by a supernatural power. See, his life, fate, this whole thing was set up, the fate that just so happened that, it wasn't just so happened, it was fate that the reason that after this last movie he made with Denzel Washington, his life ended. So let me continue because I'm getting too far ahead. So whenever AFI decides to give an entertainer this award, they have decided that person's career is over and their life ends with that award, because most entertainers who receives the award is either old, past retirement, or dead. And that's what I told you when I first started reading. I was telling you they were saying that when they give tribute to somebody, that person is either dead. So all of this is showing you that these people that I'm talking about, Denzel Washington and Chadwick Boseman, it was leading up to their final days. So sometimes in life, it is often believed that in order to achieve success, it is good to know someone who has traveled the path that you're about to take. And by allowing that person to help you along that path will ensure your success. However, that is fine with some, but for others, there may be a price to pay. And that's what happened with Chadwick Boseman and Denzel Washington. Chadwick Boseman's death was the price that he paid for Denzel Washington paying his tuition when he studied in Oxford, England at the Oxford University British American Dramatic Academy. England is also the birthplace of the Gentiles, the people who have ruled over us in this country. Like, yeah, the English, the British. Like, remember I told you I always describe the Queen of England grandson when I tell you that who the British is. When I say Esau, and I say Esau ruled over Jacob during the last 400 years, and Esau descendants go a long way. So I always describe the Queen Elizabeth's grandson. I always relate him to Esau by the way Esau was born. When Esau was born, he came out red like a hairy garment. The British Queen Elizabeth, her grandson Harry, he's red. His hair is red, and he look hairy all over from his color. Now, and his name is also Harry. So that's how I always show you who those people are. So England is also the birthplace of the Gentiles, the descendants, the seed of Esau. It's no coincidence that after Chadwick Boseman made the comment about Denzel paying his tuition, it wasn't long after that Boseman died. After receiving the Lifetime Achievement Award, Denzel co-produced a movie called Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, based on a true story about a trailblazing blues singer named Ma Rainey. I didn't put her actual real name, and her band, and how tensions rose at a recording studio in Chicago in 1929. The message of the movie is the enjoyment of black culture by white people who gave no respect or credit to those who made it, and oftentimes stole that very music or their very art and try to pass it off as their own. This movie is a study in tension between youth and tradition, between black and white, and also between those who have power and those who want it. So symbolic for those who have power and those who want it is symbolic for the elite having all the power and Denzel wanting it by sacrificing others to maintain his success. Chadwick Boseman was featured in this movie as a trumpet player, which represents the trumpets being sounded in the last and final days of this world. Remember, I did the video on Donald Trump being symbolic for the trumpet sounding. His life was also set up for end time prophecy. Like I said, this world, when I say world, this world, I'm talking about Satan and his children or his seed, the elite. And everyone being judged according to their works. His being a trumpet player is also symbolic for his last and final days, his last and final movie, and Denzel being judged according to his work, which was during his life and career. He sacrificed the life of so many other entertainers, including the life of Chadwick Boseman. Remember, in a few of my videos I mentioned sacrificing is just a form of recruiting others into the industry by convincing them to sign a contract and bowing down to serve deities, other gods, and the devil himself. Chadwick Boseman transgressed in the sight of the Most High, God, when he began to play the role of Black Panther. The world made him an idol that he himself, along with the world, idolized and worshiped. The Black Panther was a deity, a fictional superhero, a false god. In the book of Exodus 20:3, it says, "Thou shalt have no other god before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of the things that are in the heaven above, or the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth." So, let me finish. "Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I am the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me." So he's saying that when God say the third and fourth generations, he's saying the generations of the elites have ruled over his people. And this verse is saying that he will judge each generation for their iniquity against his children. So like I said, these last 400 years we have been in captivity to the elite. And he said right there in that verse, he judged them, their forefathers, and he continued to judge them even up until now, the fourth generation. So guess what? He said he's going to judge them according to their works. So that's their deeds, all the things that they did in the world that they did that was evil. And showing mercy to 6 says, "And showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments," meaning his children. When he come back to restore us, now that he's back to restore us, that he's going to show mercy to us for where we fail in this country to these people. He said, showing mercy to thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments, meaning that those who kept his commandments and those who trying to live according to him, he's going to show mercy to them, meaning he's going to restore us back to the blessings of our forefathers that he promised that he would give us through them. So the comment Chadwick Boseman made at the Lifetime Achievement Award ceremony honoring Denzel Washington, he mentioned how success came from the support of Denzel and how he owed his success to Denzel Washington. The fact that this movie was the last movie Denzel produced in his is his connection to Chadwick Boseman's death and final days, as well as Denzel's life and career coming to an end. Chadwick Boseman's death was Denzel's final payment to his creditor, the elite, paid in full. So, family, let me explain to you guys something about concerning Chadwick Boseman. So, Chadwick Boseman died in August. They said he died in August 2020. Our people went into slavery in this country August 1619. Slavery ended for us 2019, 400 years. I made a video. I titled the video "Gentiles they changed times and laws," and according to and how the calendar is off. When I made the video, that they changed times and laws, and you can find that in the book of Daniel. Is it Daniel or Jeremiah? But they changed times and laws, and when they changed the times and laws, that means the calendar is off by a year. So, according to the true calendar, which is the Hebrew calendar, God's calendar. Right now, we serve the Gregorian calendar, which is like January, February. So the Hebrew calendar is like Adar, Nisan, is like those the Hebrew names, and that's God's true calendar. That's the calendar God goes by. So according to the Hebrew calendar, Chadwick deaths. So Chadwick Boseman's death would have really been August 2019, the time of the children of Israel, or the so-called black people, was freed from slavery, captivity, bondage. So his death also represents the death of slavery for the children of Israel. God's people, his people, and also Denzel people. Yeah. So yeah, they think they slick. See, when they changed times and laws, they changed that. When they changed them, it threw us off, so we wouldn't know the time that our captivity was up. So yeah, they did that. So the Black Panther, let me read to you how the Black Panther came about, the movie. The Black Panther was a Marvel comic. In 1966, the original Black Panther, a fictional comic strip hero, was created by the corporation Marvel Comics. 1966, what number is that? 66. Isn't that the number of the beast? Yeah. It was one of the first black comic books, superheroes in the United States. The character Black Panther first, T'Challa, appeared in Fantastic Four, number 52, in July 1966. Wakanda is a fictional name for the country in the Marvel Universe, but it was inspired by real African states and cultures. It has been said Wakanda is now Tanzania. Others say it is Rwanda or Lake Victoria. The most popular theory is that it is northern end of Lake Turkana between South Sudan, Uganda, Kenya, and Ethiopia. The kingdom of Waganda or Uganda is considered the real Wakanda. The Mali Empire of Ethiopia has inspired Wakanda. So family, that's what happened to Chadwick Boseman. Yeah. They say he died from colon cancer. But, pancreas, one of them, colon or pancreas cancer. I think it was colon cancer. Pancreas cancer. I don't know which one of them it was, but yeah. But his life was set up. He was set up. And the night Denzel received that reward, that was the night that they decided that they was going to take his life. So yeah. So Denzel sacrificed Chadwick Boseman's life to his father, the devil. Yep. So family, with that being said, I thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one.